It has finally happened! Konami dropped new Labrynth and Eldlich support and alternate art cards in the same Master Duel update. It's like they finally said, you know what? They should be cooking together. And of course, who would be more surprised?
Look at that. How lovely. Konami releasing our alternate arts together.
And our dual coins. A little redundant, if you ask me.
Redundant?
Redundant. Konami really missed the opportunity to forge a unique dual coin worthy of us.
You mean a unique dual coin with our iconic icons on each side?
A single masterpiece of our unique gold and silver.
It is a shame, too. Konami didn't release our collector's files together.
And card case.
And dual field.
Even gold did not depreciate this hard since the Great Depression. Impressive, really.
Surprising? Someone was surprised by this release. Even I didn't expect Konami to scatter the new support and alternate arts across different packs like this. It almost felt like a trap. Anyway, time to showcase the new supports with some duels. Trap Holic, a Labrynth support in all but name, launching alongside a brand new wave of Eldlixir support cards. This card works extremely well with Lady Labrynth to quickly satisfy the 3 traps in graveyard requirement. Activate any trap to trigger Lady Labrynth to set another trap. Then activates Trap Holic to target that newly set trap to set an activatable trap. Here's a demo to show what I meant. I observed Trap Holic seems designed to combo with other Labrynth cards as well, such as Labrynth Barrage and Setup. Mix and match the activation sequence depending on what the situation calls for. This card rewards creative sequencing. Being a normal trap, it's searchable by Lady Labrynth, but only useful if they already have other spell trap cards on the field. Alone Trap Holic does nothing, which leads us to the big question. Does Trap Holic replace Trap Trick? Short answer, nope. Longer answer, it depends on your game plan. Personally, I run both. Trap Holic is a fantastic extender, but is a dead top deck on its own, similar to Trap Tracks. I love how Trap Trick into Welcome Labrynth activates both Labrynth field spell effects. But, unlike Trap Trick, Trap Holic has no just one more trap restrictions, and Trap Holic isn't just a searcher. It can be used to dodge targeted negations such as Drill Beam by destroying our own card. Allow me to stress the word targeted to avoid surprises like this. Trap Holic can also pop our own back row floodgates when needed. Just remember, its destruction is targeted, and it must successfully destroy that card to set a new trap. Here is a duel to observe Trap Holic mechanics. So be wary of opponents' cards with quick effect removal. And this where I feel Trap Trick can be more reliable in a clutch. All it needs is to banish a trap from main deck to set a trap. Seems like a drawback. Until one learns, it can be the perfect setup for setup. And also, Trap Holic can help bridge into continuous trap strategies more efficiently. Let's observe this duel. First, activate Paleozoic Morella to mill a continuous trap card. Then chain Trap Holic to destroy Morella and set Booby Trap E with 3 traps in the graveyard. Activate Trap E and discard a card to set the continuous trap card from the graveyard. This is the kind of strategy Trap Holic helped enable more consistently, and I love it. Speaking of continuous trap, we have the new Eldlixir of the glorious Golden Land, or EGGO for short. Not just because of the initials, but also a wink at Eldlich's ego. And as a level 10, it supports rank 10 plays alongside the Golden Lord. Not only does EGGO provides a high-level body on the field, its bounce effect serves as either a non-destructive disruption or for effects dodging when needed. However, note that EGGO's recursion is not infinite. It only sets cards from the banish zone, which means once our main deck runs out of Eldlixir and Golden Land cards, the copies already in our graveyard can no longer banish themselves. We need ways to banish the Eldlixir Golden Land cards, or return cards back to the main deck so that our Eldlixir Golden Land cards can banish themselves from the graveyard. EGGO can also recover cards like 7 Cities and Golden Land forever, including itself from the banished zone. This is why I prefer at least 2 copies of EGGO. Like the classic Golden Land trap monsters, EGGO is a light zombie, which means it can be used for Fallen Angel contact fusion whenever Eldlich is on the field. And just like the classic Golden Land trap monsters, EGGO is summoned as a normal monster, meaning it can turn on Primate spell and trap cards, giving Eldlich decks even more crossover plays. One of my favorite Eldlich variant is the Primate version, second only to the trap-heavy Eld Lab variant. Primates are not just about access to Drillbee. On top of their own recursion engine, Primate opens up powerful extra deck options with good synergy to Eldlixir and Golden Land cards. Just to name a few, Ruddy Rose Dragon can banish graveyard cards for EGGO recovery effects, and Psychic End Punisher can turn EGGO's LP burning cost into a sudden win condition. One thing about EGGO is its lack of graveyard effect. Why? Only Konami knows the forbidden logic behind that design choice. Somehow, I can't shake the feeling that EGGO's missing graveyard effect was simply relocated into Fallen Angel. After all, Fallen Angel of the Golden Land does absolutely nothing on the field by itself. Its entire existence seems engineered for one singular purpose: hit the field, get sent to the graveyard, so as to trigger its one and only effect. Special summon one Eldritch monster from the main deck, extra deck, or graveyard. But not the banished zone? Yes, we have the Flying Mary for banished zone recovery. But the question really is, why still no in-archetype recovery? And the one design that frustrated me the most, Fallen Angel has no first keyword for its summon text. So Eldlich is not able to special summon Fallen Angel from the graveyard with Eldlixir. That's downright blasphemy by Eldritch standards. Another outstanding design is how Fallen Angel is the first non-continuous trap Golden Land monster. Personally, I cannot help but to feel that. By card design, EGGO should belong to the extra deck, while Fallen Angel should be a continuous trap monster instead. Fallen Angel is as good as a normal monster like other Golden Land monsters on the field, yet it does not synergize with Primate cards the way the others do. And EGGO is literally something more special, beyond a typical monster of the Golden Land, in both its card effects and card art. Does it not make so much more sense for EGGO to special summon Golden Lord from the main and extra deck? I cannot shake the feeling that EGGO would be far more fitting in terms of the card art, card design, and more importantly, the game lore than Fallen Angel ever could. Meanwhile, Fallen Angel, with those massive wings in its artwork, would match its card bouncing effect. Anyway, if one is able to move past the design philosophy of Fallen Angel, the new Fallen Angel of the Golden Land, together with Delta of Invitation and Flying Mary, have evolved Eldlich into a splashable rank 10 engine. And here how it's done. First, activate Delta of Invitation to send Eldlich to the graveyard. Then set any other spell or trap card for Eldlich to special summon itself. We shall summon Delta token and contact Fusion Fallen Angel of the Golden Land with the Golden Lord himself. Next, link summon Flying Mary, and Fallen Angel will trigger its effect to special summon Eldlich from either the main or extra deck. finally, activate Flying Mary to summon Eldlich from the graveyard. Now we have 2 level 10s ready to XP rank 10 summons. We have Varudras for Omni Negation, the classic Super Dreadnoughts for burn damage and sudden OTKs, and Utopic Dark Infinity for defensive utility. These are the basic rank 10 lineup for Eldlich's strategy. A note on using Fallen Angel as an XE material for rank 10 plays. Fallen Angel can only be special summoned once per turn, and only when Eldlich is on our field or in our graveyard. And if Fallen Angel is sent to the graveyard as XZ material, that does not satisfy its sent from the field to the graveyard condition. It's one or the other. No having the cake and eat it too. And that wraps up the fundamentals of the new Eldlich and Labrynth support cards. Before we move on to observe some duels, allow me to take a moment to talk about Eldlich's alternate artwork on Pot of Extravagance. Across Eldlich's lore and in the descriptions of his accessories, one word appears over and over again: greed. So here's a question. Why is Eldlich alternate art on Pot of Extravagance when Pot of Greed exists? Pot of Greed is literally the embodiment of Eldlich's character. It fits the Golden Lord's theme perfectly. I can understand that Pot of Greed is banned in standard formats, but don't we have other formats like Genesis where Pot of Greed is playable? Moreover, such alternate art cards are collector's item. If the argument is that Pot of Greed is forbidden, then wouldn't that make such collector's card even more valuable? Pot of Greed is objectively the most thematically accurate pot spell for the Golden Lord. And if forbidden status is an issue, why not just create a new support card for Eldlich with this card art? The effect can be like, send one card that mentions Eldlich from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Then draw 2 cards. Just a simple draw card. Then again, looking back at the wondrous designs of Eldlich's new support cards, it's not that hard to figure why. Thank you for bearing with me. Let's now observe some duels. That's all for now. See you in the next video.